Love has no limits, and these couples prove it. From the most unusual relationships to pairs who broke every expectation, their stories will shock, amaze, and inspire you. Get ready to meet 10 unique couples you won't believe actually exist, and each one is more unbelievable than the last. Are you new in this video? Click subscribe and hit notification bell. So let's get started. Meet Godfrey Baguma, once a humble cobbler from Uganda, who, as he grew older, developed a rare medical condition that dramatically changed his appearance. Over time, Baguma reportedly began to suffer from a deforming illness that altered his facial features. His unusual appearance led him in 2002 to participate in a contest for Ugliest Man, which he won, not as a compliment, but as a way to provide for his struggling family. Then enters Kate and Amanda, a woman who defied judgment and prejudice. When Kate fell in love with Baguma, her family, and even friends, rejected their relationship, calling him too ugly and insisting he wasn't worthy of her. But Kate followed her heart. She ignored the taunts and warnings. According to interviews, what mattered to her was Baguma's honesty, character, and sincerity, not his appearance. They started dating in the mid-2000s. After having several children together, their first child arrived around 2008, they decided to legalize their union. The couple officially married in 2013. Since then, Baguma and Kate have raised a large family together. By 2015, they reportedly had welcomed their 8th child. Despite public scrutiny and societal prejudice, their love endured. Baguma transformed his life, from cobbler to performer, using his uniqueness as a point of identity. He now does public appearances, comedy, and singing gigs. In the words of Kate, once you find the right person, don't let society's standards define your choice. For them, love wasn't about looks. It was about acceptance, loyalty, and faith in each other. Their story reminds us, sometimes the strongest bonds are forged not in perfection, but in courage, compassion, and unconditional love. Joseph Williams was born with a rare and severe condition, a form of facial deformity, autofacial syndrome that left him without a jaw or chin. Because of this, he has faced lifelong challenges. He cannot eat normally, must be fed through a tube, and often communicates using text-to-speech apps. Despite the hardships, Joseph never gave up. He took a regular job at a warehouse, and there he met Vana, a co-worker. On their first meeting, she admits she was shocked by his appearance. Half a face was missing, she recalled. Over time, however, she discovered Joseph's true heart, his kindness, his humor, and his genuine, caring soul. They began as friends, but soon Vana realized she was falling in love, not with how he looked, but with who he was. In 2020, after a year of growing closeness and many conversations, they decided to tie the knot. No big proposal, no grand show. They simply went together to get a marriage license and said, "I do." In public, people often stare or take photos, sometimes out of shock or curiosity. But for Joseph and Vana, those reactions don't matter. What matters is respect, love, and acceptance. Joseph once said, "I understand I am different, but I am still a person with a heart, feelings, and a brain." Their story proves that love isn't about how you look. It's about the bond you build. They now live together, facing life side by side, challenging prejudices, and showing the world that real love doesn't follow rules. It simply embraces hearts. James Carrington identifies as a feminine man, while Maren identifies as a masculine woman. Before meeting each other, both said they had only dated people of the same gender. Their story began in early 2021, when Maren, drawn by James's confidence and the way he embraced femininity, reached out to him on TikTok. After weeks of talking, she traveled across hundreds of miles to meet him in person. Despite the distance and their unconventional backgrounds, the chemistry was instant. For the first time, both entered a heterosexual relationship. But their relationship isn't about conventional gender roles. It's about authenticity and respect. James loves fashion, makeup, feminine mannerisms. Maren prefers men's clothes and a more masculine presentation. In their union, they choose roles that feel natural to them. James sometimes adopts what society calls feminine traits, and Maren takes on what might typically be labeled masculine. In interviews, they said they didn't get together to prove a point. They just followed their hearts. Their story resonates because it challenges stereotypes about gender, love, and identity. A masculine woman and a feminine man united not by labels, but by connection, respect, and authenticity. Felicity Cadleck Rossi says she met Kelly Rossi, not a human, but a life-sized zombie doll, online when she was a child. Over time, what started as fascination became emotional attachment. By her teenage years, Felicity felt love for Kelly, despite Kelly being an inanimate object. In 2018, when Felicity was about 20, she held a wedding ceremony for them. She claims their relationship is real, that Kelly is her wife, and they even attempted to consummate the union. Since then, their family reportedly expanded. Felicity refers to several other dolls as their children. For Felicity, what others call a zombie doll is a partner deserving of love, acceptance, and companionship. Her story is often met with shock, disbelief, and controversy. Many view it as disturbing. But for Felicity, love is not about whether someone or something is normal. It's about what feels real to you, heart, mind, and soul. Kyle Jones, around 31 years old, claims to have always been attracted to much older women. In 2009, he met Marjorie McCool, a 91-year-old great-grandmother, at a bookstore where she worked. Before that, Marjorie had spent decades single, after splitting with her partner. Despite the massive age gap, roughly 60 years, the two struck up a relationship. According to reports, they didn't hide their affection. Marjorie once said that their physical relationship was wonderful, and Kyle described their connection as genuine. What's more, Kyle openly admitted he's attracted to older women's necklines and wrinkles, stating it's simply his preference, not about money or other motives. Their relationship challenged many societal norms and sparked controversy. People often assumed he was after inheritance or that it was a phase. But for Kyle and Marjorie, the age difference didn't matter. What counted was their bond, comfort, and shared time. Through their story, they force us to question what conventional ideas of love, attraction, and age really mean, and remind us that for some people, connection transcends what others deem normal. Despite being born with a rare genetic disorder called neurofibromatosis, which has covered nearly 90% of her body with painful tumor-like bubbles, 58-year-old Gail Appelgren from Edmonton, Canada, never stopped believing in love. Gail inherited the condition from her mother and was diagnosed at just 12 years old. The disorder causes tumors to grow along the nerves, even on the brain and spinal cord. And for Gail, that meant living a life of constant surgeries and stares. Over the years, she has endured more than 40 operations to remove tumors and treat skin cancer that developed because of her condition. But the hardest battle wasn't the surgeries. It was society's judgment. Gail was often stared at, avoided in public, and even banned from swimming pools because of how she looked. Many treated her as if she were contagious. Then, in August 2010, everything changed. Gail met Tim Columbia, a kind man who also lives with neurofibromatosis, though in a milder form. For the first time, she met someone who truly understood her pain and saw her beauty beyond appearances. After only a few dates, the two realized they shared more than a condition. They shared a connection, Today they stand together as husband and wife, proving that real love isn't about how you look, it's about who you are. Dejua and Antoine are a power couple and rising social media stars who were both born with osteogenesis imperfecta, OI, a rare condition also known as brittle bone disease. It makes their bones extremely fragile, and between them, they've experienced more than 600 painful fractures throughout their lives. The couple even admits they've fractured ribs just from sneezing. But what keeps them strong is their bond and understanding. "When we're hurt, we know how to handle each other pretty well," says Dejua, showing how love and empathy help them through pain. But not everyone has been supportive. Since they started sharing their story on TikTok and YouTube, they've faced cruel comments, being called Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, and Antoine mocked for his looks and voice. Yet, Antoine refuses to let the hate win. "If you think I'm ugly, that's your opinion. I don't care." Instead of hiding, they use humor to rise above it, posting funny skits to inspire others living with disabilities. Dejua proudly says, "Having OI does not control me," while Antoine adds, "It's shown me that I can find true love." Together, they've proven that love and confidence are stronger than any broken bone. In a story that feels like fiction, but is completely real, identical twin sisters, Brittany and Brianna Dean, met their identical twin soulmates, Josh and Jeremy Salyers, at the Twins Day Festival in Twinsburg, Ohio. Within just 15 minutes of meeting, sparks flew across the twin pairs, Brianna gravitating toward Jeremy and Brittany to Josh. And before long, both brothers proposed with matching rings, and both sisters said yes simultaneously. A year later, the couples exchanged vows in a sweeping joint wedding ceremony, a magical union of two sets of twins tying the knot together. Today, the four of them live together in Virginia, where they co-own and operate Smith Mountain Manor, a wedding venue that doubles as their shared home. Their family dynamic has an astonishing twist. Both couples welcomed sons just months apart in 2022. Jet, born to Brittany and Josh in January, and Jax, born to Brianna and Jeremy in April. While legally cousins, the boys share nearly identical DNA, making them genetic siblings, a rare phenomenon known as quaternary twins. The boys are the same age and are being raised as brothers, not cousins. Of course, a life under one roof with double the love means double the dynamics. To keep harmony, the couples maintain a respectful boundary. "If Josh and Jeremy are in an argument, Brianna and I try not to get into it," Brittany explains. And the reverse holds true as well. "It's probably good advice for anybody who's married," they say. They also credit their success to treating their marriages like forever dating, keeping romance alive, preserving a touch of formality, rather than slipping into comfort-induced complacency. Meet Paulo Gabriel da Silva Barros and Catiucia Lai Hoshino, a Brazilian couple recognized by Guinness World Records as the shortest married couple in the world, standing at a combined height of 181.41 centimeters. 71.42 in. Paulo is just 90.28 centimeters, 35.54 in. Tall, and Catiucia is 91.13 centimeters, 35.88 in. Their story began back in 2006 on the social media site Orkut. Paulo was instantly smitten, but it took time for Catiucia to respond. Eventually, they formed a friendship that blossomed over 2 years of online communication, before meeting in person on December 20th, 2008. They fell in love just 9 days after that first encounter. Despite the challenges of a long-distance relationship, they saw each other every few months for 4 years, until Catiucia made a life-changing move in January 2012, relocating from Londrina to Paulo's hometown of Itapeva, São Paulo. They tied the knot on September 17th, 2016, and shortly after, their record was officially verified by Guinness on November 3rd, 2016, in Itapeva. Throughout their life together, Paulo, whose childhood mobility was limited, and who didn't walk unassisted until age 21, now drives a modified vehicle, while Catiucia runs a beauty salon. Together, they confront societal reactions to their stature with resilience and mutual support. As Catiucia reflected, "We may be short, but we have big hearts and lots of love for each other and everyone in our lives. Our life isn't without its challenges, but we are so happy we can tackle these challenges together." Meet Jolison Fernandes da Silva, affectionately known as Brazil's gentle giant. Standing at an astounding 7 feet 8 and 2.37 m, he holds the title of the tallest man in Brazil. Born with gigantism, he endured bullying and spent years hiding until, at age 21, he underwent surgery to remove a benign pituitary tumor, slowing his growth and igniting a new sense of confidence. That newfound confidence propelled him into the public eye in Paraiba, Brazil, where he eventually met Eva Medeiros, a 21-year-old admirer who stands at just 5 feet tall, nearly 3 feet shorter than Jolison. Their first encounter sparked immediate chemistry. Jolison recalls, "The day I saw her, I think it was love at first sight." Within a year, their bond had blossomed into marriage, defying widespread curiosity over their height difference, especially about practical aspects of intimacy. Jolison humorously remarks that the size of my feet is false advertising. Meanwhile, Eva stepped gracefully into her new role, tellingly sharing, "We have a normal love life, despite initial anxieties. There's one person who found adapting to the marriage harder." Jolison's mother, Ivanilda, openly confessed feeling jealous of her baby, though she eventually embraced her daughter-in-law's place in the family. Together, they've shown the world that love isn't about size. It's about connection, warmth, and defying expectations with grace and humor. Meet Akihiko Kondo, a public school administrator from Tokyo who made headlines when he held an unofficial wedding ceremony in November 2018, legally marrying the virtual pop idol Hatsune Miku, a fictional Vocaloid character, represented by a doll in a chapel, and attended by 39 guests. Numbers chosen as a wordplay referencing Miku in Japanese. Kondo's journey began in high school, where repeated rejection and bullying led him to develop a stronger romantic connection with fictional characters than with real people. He discovered Hatsune Miku during a period of severe depression in 2007, finding solace and a reason to return to the real world through her music. In 2017, Kondo acquired a Gatebox device to interact with Miku as a hologram, prompting him to propose to her via AI responses. The ceremony that followed was not legally recognized, but became deeply meaningful to him. Since then, his affection hasn't faded. He continues to live with a life-size Miku doll at home, greeting her daily and sharing his life with her even after the supporting hologram service was discontinued in 2020. In 2023, he founded the General Incorporated Association of Fictosexuality, advocating for societal understanding and acceptance of people who experience romantic attraction to fictional characters. He is now regarded as a pioneer for the fictosexual movement. And that wraps up our list of the world's most unbelievable couples. These stories prove that love can be unexpected and unforgettable. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment which couple shocked you the most. See you in the next one.